Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues 7 royal decrees. In a statement, the Ministry of Health announces registration of 15 new cases of coronavirus COVID-19 infection and recovery of 17 cases. And as implementation of the decisions of the Supreme Committee in charge of examining the mechanism to deal with the developments resulting from the spread of coronavirus COVID-19, the Ministry of Health activates the sectors of medical response and public health. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues 7 royal decrees. Royal Decree number 34/2020 ratifying mutual administrative auxiliary agreement on tax issues. Article 1 ratifies the agreement according to the attached formula. Article 2 concerned bodies shall deposit the ratified document on the mentioned agreement according to its provisions. Article 3 this decree shall be published in the official gazette and come into force from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 35/2020. Article 1 ratifies the concessions of Bayaq Oil Field Services 20% of its rights obligations in the oil agreement signed on the 20th of November 2014 to Thais Oil Oman Onshore Limited. Article 2 ratifies concessions of Intaj Company LLC of 20% of its rights obligations in the oil agreement signed on the 20th of November 2014 for the block number 56 to the Bayaq Oil Field Services. Article 3 the final shares of the parties for the agreement shall be as follows: 50% to Medco Arabia Ltd, 25% to Bayaq Oil Field Services, 20% to Thais Oil Oman Onshore Ltd, and 5% to Intaj LLC. Article 4 this decree shall be published in the official gazette and come into force from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 36/2020 ratifying the oil agreement between the government of the Sultanate of Oman and any Oman BV and PP Exploration Epsilon Ltd for block number 77. Article 1 ratifies the attached oil agreement. Article 2 this decree shall be published in the official gazette and come into force from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 37/2020 ratifying the oil agreement between the government of the Sultanate of Oman and both of Mazoon Petrogas Company BV Ltd and Mazoon Company for Oil and Gas for block number 5. Article 1 ratifies the attached oil agreement. Article 2 this decree shall be published in the official gazette and come into force from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 38/2020 ratifying the oil agreement between the government of the Sultanate of Oman and any Oman BV and Oman Oil Company for exploration and production for block number 47. Article 1 ratifies the attached oil agreement. Article 2 this decree shall be published in the official gazette and come into force from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 39/2020 ratifying the oil agreement between the government of the Sultanate of Oman and Shell AB Oman B in block number 55. Article 1 ratifies the attached oil agreement. Article 2 this decree shall be published in the official gazette and come into force from the date of its issue. Royal Decree number 40 over 2020, ratifying the oil agreement between the government of the Sultanate of Oman and Total E&B Oman Block number 12 BV and PTTP Mina Limited for block number 12. Article 1 ratifies the attached oil agreement. Article 2, this decree shall be published in the official gazette and come into force from the date of its issue. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Muhammad Abdul Hamid of Bangladesh on the occasion of his country's independence anniversary. In a statement, the Ministry of Health announced today the registration of 15 new cases of coronavirus COVID-19 infection for citizens. 7 of them are related to contacts with the infected patients, and 7 are related to travel to Britain, Spain, and the US, while 1 is subject to an epidemiological investigation. The total number of cases recorded now in the Sultanate is 99. The ministry calls on all to strictly adhere to the quarantine procedures in a separate room and toilet as directed. It also calls upon all citizens and residents to constantly clean their hands with water and soap, avoiding touching their face, nose, mouth, and eyes, and to follow hygienic habits when sneezing and coughing, and strictly adhere to social distancing instructions issued by the COVID-19 Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. Implementing the decisions of the Supreme Committee in charge of examining the mechanism to deal with the developments resulting from the spread of the coronavirus COVID-19, the sector of the medical response and public health is activated. This came during the meeting of the sector members concerned to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic at the Center of Emergency Cases Administration in the Ministry of Health. The meeting reviewed the field epidemiological situation in the Sultanate and the mechanism of sectorial response and dealing with various scenarios that may happen. The meeting agreed to take progressive steps to deal with this pandemic and increasing the capacity of the health facilities, in addition to exert maximum efforts in the field of examining the cases and looking for contact people. The sector of medical response and public health urges everyone to commit to the quarantine procedures in separate room and bathroom according to the guidance. In line with the preventive measures to curb the spread of coronavirus COVID-19 and to safeguard the safety of taxis, passengers, and drivers, the Ministry of Transport has decided to reduce the maximum number of passengers in taxis from 3 passengers to 2, not including the driver, starting from today until further notice. The ministry stresses the owners of the public transport means to adhere to the measures announced earlier, which is to stop receiving passengers. City intercity legal actions shall be taken against violators not adhering to the preventive measures. In line with the preventive measures to curb the spread of the coronavirus COVID-19 and to safeguard the safety of operators and users of tourism boats along the Sultanate's coast, the Ministry of Transport decided to stop operating tourism boats until further notice. Violators of this decision will be exposed to legal questioning. Still to come on News Bulletin. People in the governorate of Al-Dhahira take preventive measures to limit spreading of coronavirus COVID-19. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. In response to the worldwide spread of coronavirus, the international communities living in the Sultanate are constantly following the instructions issued by the Supreme Committee, and they advise their compatriots to stay home for their safety and for the safety of the whole of Oman. More details in the following report.
Coronavirus has no nationality or identity. It is attacking the whole world. The term corona exceeded all languages. Hence, the government is taking continuous precautions to deliver the message to all on this noble country.
The instructions that have been coming down from government have been very well received. They're very articulately presented and they're very easy to follow. And I think if people continue to follow what the government is saying now and in the near future, I think it'll make a huge impact in the local communities and in the society in general to help lower the spread of coronavirus as quickly as we possibly can.
At the moment, there is social media. Now, not like before, everyone can learn quite a lot of things. So we share whatever the information we get from the Supreme Committee, Sultanate of Oman, Adaniya Sri Lankani, Obage Sa, Obage Paule, Paule Ayatai, Me Ratein, Oman Walin Katieta Venuen, Api Puluan Tarang, Gewal Velavate Nai.
I'm keeping, it's like working from home. That is the company which where I'm working is, they asked me to do that and I am doing that. So what my request to everyone is to stay at home and keep social distancing and don't get into the social gathering. Ghar pe ho jao, aap safe ho jao.
The competent authorities issue updates, statistics, and decisions in several languages through their official channels to reach all communities easily, keeping them up to date.
I would like to tell all my friends, relatives, everyone, all my compatriots here to stay home. Follow the rules, follow the guidelines given by the government. Strictly follow the guidelines. See, it's for the safety of you and all the communities. എല്ലാവരും വീട്ടിനകത്ത് ഇരിക്കണമെന്നും സുരക്ഷിതരായിരിക്കണമെന്നാണ് എനിക്ക് ആ സന്ദർഭത്തിൽ പറയാനുള്ളത്.
The best thing to do to avoid the spread of this virus is to keep a distance of 1 meter from the other person and keep washing your hands and try to follow the instructions which are given out by the Sultanate of Oman and by all the experts out there. इसके लिए सबसे ज़रूरी ये है कि आप फासला रखें, 1 मीटर का फासला, दूर रहें, हाथों को अपने साफ़ करते रहें, साबुन से धोएं और सैनिटाइज़र है तो सैनिटाइज़र इस्तेमाल करें. कोशिश करें कि कम से कम लोगों से मिलें और सिर्फ ज़रूरत के तहत बाहर निकलें.
This coronavirus, that this is too much contagious disease and it is spreading like a geometric manner in Oman and around the world. Today we have seen that around 422,000 people are affected for this. So I would request all my friends here, Omanis, Bangladeshis, Indian, Pakistanis, as well as other nationalities, to stay home. যেহেতু আমি একজন নাও আমি বাংলায় কথা বলছি, আমাদের এখানে অনেক বাংলাদেশি আছে ওমানে, আমি তাদেরকে রিকোয়েস্ট করব তারা যেন অযথা এখানে সেখানে ঘোরাফেরা না করে বাসায় থাকেন. আপনি বাসায় থাকেন, আপনি পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্নতা মেনটেন করেন, এভাবেই আপনি এই রোগ থেকে দূরে থাকতে পারবেন.
This is a global pandemic, so I usually stay home and most of the time we wash our hands, most of the time we sanitize ourselves, most of the time we clean every time we go out. When we go home, before touching anything, I wash myself and clean. And so far, I would like to appeal to our kababayans here in Oman na mag-stay na lang po kayo sa bahay. Diyan na lang po muna kayo habang hindi pa tapos ang pandemic na ito.
Ongoing efforts are being exerted day and night to slow down the spread of coronavirus, and community solidarity will play a great role to curb this epidemic. By following the instructions of the Supreme Committee, practicing social distancing and self-hygiene, we will do a big favor to our loved ones and the whole nation. Stay home, be safe. صالح بن خلفان الرحبي, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
2 months have passed since the first COVID-19 outbreak, and the world is battling against this great global threat. Today, more than 400,000 people infected and over 18,000 died around the world. COVID-19 is pushing many countries to close their borders. India was forced to order over 1.3 billion people to stay home after recording 560 confirmed cases and 9 death toll. Malaysia extended the curfew to April 40th after registration of around 1,800 cases, making it to have the highest recorded cases in Southeast Asia. Iran announced drastic measures. The latest statistics indicated the death toll reached 145 people. In Africa, cases of COVID-19 exceeded 2,000 as South Africa registered over 700 cases were recorded and Libya recorded its first case. 44 out of 54 African countries declared cases of COVID-19. Italy is facing a grim situation, recording the highest mortality rate around the world with over 6,800 death cases. In Spain, the daily infection rate jumped to 6,500 and the death toll reached around 3,000. The number of recorded cases in UK increased by 26%, exceeding 8,000 confirmed cases, and Prince Charles was tested positive. Germany recorded over 4,000 infections and over 35 people died in one day. In Jordan, 26 new cases are recorded out of over 150 cases. Human trials are currently conducted and scientific teams are working relentlessly to arrive to a vaccine that can save the humanity. However, maintaining good hygienic practices and social distancing have proven to be effective tools to counter the spread of this virus. In response to the novel coronavirus spread around the world, the government of the Sultanate of Oman and its people have taken preventive measures. In the Governorate of Al-Dhahira, businesses and commercial activities have been suspended in implementation of the directives from the Supreme Committee on COVID-19. Residents have abandoned going outside to souks and public parks to minimize the spread of the virus. Injaz Hall in Abri municipality is empty and the staff was reduced to the minimum. Applicants are asked to process their applications electronically to minimize the potential physical contact and maintain safe social distancing. Shopping habits have changed from families going together to individuals seeking to purchase only necessary items and products. Oman oil price May delivery reached today 29.44 US dollars. Oman oil witnessed today an increase by 1.55 US dollars compared to yesterday price, which was 27.89 US dollars. It's worth mentioning that the average of Oman oil price April delivery 54.61 US dollars, 10.28 US dollars lower than the March delivery. The Institute of Public Administration Board reviewed developments and learning draft regulation, which was prepared as per the Royal Decree number 28/2016. The regulation addresses the jurisdictions and powers conferred to the Institute in the field of development and learning. The Council reviewed also the performance indicators in consultation field. The Council stressed on the importance of focusing on the consultation activities and linking it to the increasing requirements of the public sector institutions and Oman Vision 2040. His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Omar Al Marhoum, Minister of Civil Service and the Institute of Public Administration Chairman, presided over the meeting. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues 7 royal decrees. In a statement, the Ministry of Health announces registration of 50 new cases of coronavirus COVID-19 infection and the recovery of 17 cases. And as the implementation of the decisions of the Supreme Committee in charge of examining the mechanism to deal with the developments resulting from the spread of the coronavirus COVID-19, the Ministry of Health activates the sectors of medical response and public health. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, we urge you to stay home and stay safe.